Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a puzzle that honestly kind of haunts a lot of us in our day-to-day lives, and that's getting a personality. Or, well, at least feeling like you actually have an interesting one when you're talking to somebody totally new. Look, having a memorable personality is actually way more mechanical than you might think. It is absolutely not magic, and no, you don't have to change who you fundamentally are. It's really just a strategy.
Think about the hilarious, honestly kind of sad contrast between being a kid and the modern pressure of adulthood. When you were younger, having a personality was ridiculously simple. You liked frog facts, and boom, that was it. That was your entire identity. You were the frog kid. Adults would talk to you, and within like 40 seconds, they knew exactly what you were all about. But then you grow up. You're at some stiff networking event, an adult asks what your interests are, and you just blank. After the 82nd time of standing there with absolutely nothing to say, you start to panic that maybe, just maybe, you don't actually have any hobbies at all.
And this brings us right to why generic feel-good advice completely fails introverts. I love this quote. It perfectly hits the nail on the head. Most people say, be yourself, but that's just extrovert propaganda. Because think about it, extroverts can be interesting literally just by existing. They effortlessly use these social wizard tactics that an introvert might understand in theory, right? But practically executing that in the middle of a loud, crowded room? No way. So if you can't just flip a switch and rely on extrovert energy, what are you actually supposed to do?
Well, when Be Yourself fails, we all do the exact same thing. We go to Google. And what do you get? Just a massive barrage of incredibly unhelpful internet advice. You get targeted by weird ads for personality tests, you're told to read more books, or my personal favorite, the classic advice to go join some forced, awkward pottery class. But look, dragging yourself on expensive trips or taking random classes is not going to magically give you a personality or make you more interesting, not in the way you actually care about, which is just having real stuff to talk about.
So, here is the absolutely crucial realization we need to make. Personality is simply how easily people can associate clear, memorable traits with you. That's it. Think about the kid in kindergarten who pushed you over, or the guy in cargo pants who brought like exotic snakes to your school assembly. Or think about massive figures like Elon Musk or Adele. You associate highly specific, vivid things with them. Having a personality isn't about doing some deep alteration of your soul. It literally just means giving people a clear, memorable hook they can easily associate with you.
And that brings us to the ultimate solution, the spike method. This is wild, but it's literally a trick used to get kids into elite Ivy League colleges by finding just one hyper-specific trait that makes them stick out from a massive crowd. Admissions officers are paid to identify cool personalities, right? So when they find a regular student who is just way better than 99% of people at something totally obscure, like, I don't know, competitive knitting, or the medical applications of Tetris, they call that a spike. And we are going to take this exact same Ivy League admissions trick and apply it directly to your everyday social life.
We're going to social engineer your personality using a very clear two-step playbook. Step 1, pick a niche interest. Step 2, share it simply. That is the whole shebang. There's no step 3, no hidden step 4 to overcomplicate things. Let's build your conversational spike right now, from the ground up.
All right, step 1, pick a niche interest. And the best part is, you can pick absolutely anything to be your spike, no matter how weird or mundane it might seem at first glance. It doesn't have to be glamorous at all. It just needs to be a topic you're willing to spend a little bit of time getting uniquely good at.
Because dedicating just 1 month to an obscure topic literally gives you more experience than 99% of people out there. Let's take the cleaning niche as a completely random example. Imagine you decide, hey, cleaning is kind of relaxing. So you spend a little time every day learning specific folding methods, reading cleaning lore. Yes, cleaning lore is a real thing, and maybe you even go out and buy a pressure washer to clean driveways. Suddenly, if someone asks what you do for fun, you have incredibly unique things to say. You've become the cleaning expert.
And a weird niche like pressure washing easily becomes this highly engaging conversation starter that gets your foot in the door. Imagine someone at a party tells you they're bored this weekend. Instead of the usual generic, painful small talk about the weather, you drop this line, well, I can bring my pressure washer to your house and we can shoot the gunk off your driveway. It's completely unexpected and honestly, it sounds kind of fun. You don't have to talk about cleaning forever. This spike just acts as the absolute perfect icebreaker.
Okay, so that brings us to step 2. Share it simply. Because having a super cool niche only works if you actually explain it in a way normal people can understand. And honestly, this is where so many people trip up. Let's say your spike is Minecraft. You spent a month becoming a total expert. But if you walk up to someone and just start immediately ranting about how you beat the game without touching the ground, they're going to look at you like you have 3 heads.
You might think everybody knows how Minecraft works, but trust me, they don't. Instead, you gotta warm them up. Explain what the game is first, how you personally got into it, the standard way people play it, and then you drop your crazy trick. People will patiently listen to absolutely any obscure speedrun as long as you don't alienate them right out of the gate.
And here is a critical warning. Ditch the jargon. Seriously, it is so incredibly tempting to use big words just to prove that you're the real expert in your new niche. But the second, literally the exact second, you start using dense niche terms to try and sound artificially smart, you lose your audience. Their eyes will glaze over and the conversation is basically done.
Think about the vibe you really want to give off. When Bill Nye explains volcanoes simply, it's absolutely fascinating. Everyone leans in to listen. But when a PhD scientist explains those exact same volcanoes using massive academic words and super dense theory, halfway through you start wondering if they're even a real human being. You always want to be the Bill Nye of your specific niche. Keep it approachable, keep it enthusiastic, and keep it incredibly simple.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Now that you know the simple formula for being interesting, what obscure topic are you going to choose to master? Remember, you do not need extrovert magic, and you definitely don't need a forced pottery class. You just need to pick one niche, learn a tiny bit more than the average person, and share it exactly like Bill Nye would. The world is full of incredibly strange, highly specific hobbies just waiting to become your brand new conversational superpower. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.